Yeah, yeah.
And then you name small towns after small ships.
What kind of ship was it?
It was a patrol frigate.
Okay. My uncle served on a destroyer escort.
Very similar.
Okay.
Within about 2 or 3 feet.
Okay. And it was sunk by a German submarine, U-boat. So he didn't survive that, but I just found a book recently about the whole incident, so it's interesting to read.
And
So where did you serve on this ship?
on the ship, we originally were planned to put 75 on each coast. See, the majority of the anti-sub work was in 1941, 2, 3, 4. And because what had happened was the Germans, the commandant of the German U-boat fleet decided that he wanted 900 of them in the Atlantic because the Atlantic was the prey place.
Yeah.
See, the Japs couldn't come through the canal and attack us, but the Germans could come right across, and they actually sat in almost every harbor along the East Coast, even upwards into some of the fjords were.
Yeah.
So the primary source was needed in the Atlantic Ocean
Yeah.
up until 1944.
Yeah. A lot of convoys going back and forth.
Convoys getting sunk left and right. So when the British came in, well, the British were there first, but when they
Yeah.
became more active, they started reducing the amount of ships needed,
Yeah.
because we had added 40 World War II, World War One submarine chasers to Britain's Navy.
Oh, okay.
And they made a deal where we would get the Bermuda became an American possession during the war.
Oh, okay.
In exchange,
I didn't know that.
they were, yeah, they added that to the, so it was a deal, good deal for both, actually. Americans didn't need them anymore. We had in 43 we were overbuilt already.
Okay.
And so the British and more, well, we were good allies of the Britons, so they appreciated it, and we appreciated it because we used that island for the shakedown cruise
Okay.
of all the American ships.
I see.
You know what
Yeah.
a shakedown cruise is?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's how that worked out good for both of them.
I want to ask him about the hurricane years at sea. It was quite an experience.
Thank you. Thank you. So what was your role on the ship?
I had a unique role. Now, everybody's gonna say that. Yeah, I had a unique role. I had a unique role. See, it went almost by seniority.
Okay.
We had 4 World War II Solomon first class.
Okay.
We had 1 Solomon first class. And we had 2 others in the wings, swinging. And even though came in late,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a 1 rating, which is not that great. You'll see it on my shirt somewhere as one stripe. No, that's the seaman. It'll be after the seaman. They remove that stripe
Yeah.
and they put the one that goes on your right on there like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what else in that little group of.
So you were a sonar man,
I was a sonar
first class,
man. No,
Or-
third.
third class.
But here's how it worked out. As the war progressed, every time you came to a base
Mm-hmm.
that had a school, they would immediately withdraw sonar radar
Mm-hmm.
and ship them right to the school. They might have, at that point, they might have known that we were going to be there 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in that time period, I would phrase it without trying to be a hero. That time period, we went to these schools, and they formed groups. They'd have maybe 4 working groups of 4 men each. And when it came to making the attacks, I had the highest success rate. Now, it makes it funny because you've got 4 first-class sonar men,
Mm-hmm.
and here you got a third-class one who had beaten out the 4 continuously in all the places that we stopped. So they made me the head of they call it the range rate reporter, something like that program. And what that did was, here's how the sequence come out. You get an alarm. I put in the only alarm that we had an attack on a ship on, another ship.
Mm-hmm.
You do your job, and what is your job as sonar man? Turn a little wheel, 5 degrees. Another wheel, 5 degrees, until you span the end. Then you go backwards. And if in that interim you picked up some sort of a echo of some
Yeah.
kind, that's where the attack would begin. So when we went to sea and came back, and each officer, there was 4 of them, would say, they'd say, all right, pick your team, Pacciano would be the first one to be on the range rate recorder, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so and if that was a successful 3 out of 4 hits on a Japanese submarine, and you were locked into that job. So they locked me into the range rate recorder at being with only 1 stripe.
Okay. So that was unique for you.
What was that?
That was a unique position
Yes, it
for
was
you.
unique because, I mean, what would you do if you had 4 guys with 3 stripes
Yeah.
on it, and then all of a sudden they'll say, okay, pick out your guy, and you pick out the guy with the 1 stripe, or maybe even no stripe. And so it was a feather in your cap. That time I never realized it. I thought that's your job, your job's your job. But, so the only attack we made, we were on a convoy. It was very late at night. And we were sailing, I would imagine, about 50 miles east of Bermuda. Bermuda would be here, Norfolk would be here,
Uh-huh.
and we were in the middle. And
Okay.
it was about, this is all assuming, there were about 30 ships in that convoy.
Okay.
And our job for that was, see, now people thought the only way you're going to bring a convoy is, well, after you join the convoy, now you got 30, 40, 50, 60 ships all assembled.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought that once you get on that convoy, you bring them all the way over to Europe. It never worked that way. Very, very few times did that ever happen. It's mostly, it was, you brought them to a point.
Okay.
It might be 100 miles away. And then they'd regroup again, and then we'd go back, and we'd grab another convoy going that way.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Different strategies.
Yeah.
And that's the way it works. And it was that type of, I mean, I thought it was great, because for me, it was a feather in my cap. You know, being so far back and yet so far forward.
Yeah, yeah. I heard you had a encounter with a hurricane one time.
Oh,
Can you tell me about that?
I could tell you a lot about that hurricane. It was in 1944, in the fall of 44. And we got an SOS saying the ship was sinking somewhere in, you know what they call it, the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
Near the Bermuda Triangle. And so we were actually heading into Philadelphia Navy Yard to get relieved
Okay.
when we got the notice. So we had to, I don't know the directions and all. And when we got to somewhere, I would imagine it would be South Carolina,
Okay.
it started getting bad. The weather starting very bad. And so we, to survive that kind of sea, they call it a number 10 sea, you have to go buck right into the waves.
Yeah.
In other words, the waves are coming this way, you gotta hit them head on.
Because
And
you don't want to capsize.
no,
sideways.
perfect. And you hit them head on. At that point, the ship would go into a trowel,
Yeah,
and the more vicious the storm, the more vicious, deeper the trowel. So if you went into that trowel, now next thing would be all those hundreds of tons, thousands maybe, come up over you,
yeah,
right over the whole ship. But you gotta continue that, because if you turn this way, you're going down. So that's what happened, and that went on for, I know it went through the night of the first night, into the second day. Now at that time, all the cooks got sick, so there was no cooking going on. It was the only food.
you couldn't
could
eat anything anyway.
No, no, you couldn't even.
You wouldn't want to. From
You were 200-300 miles offshore, you know. So you have to continue on with that bucket thing going up. And that's not,
I can't imagine.
and it knocked off. Should I
How
give
did it damage the ship?
what?
Remember how it damaged the ship?
You just walked in at the right time, like it was cued.
But
Yeah.
didn't it flatten all the guns and everything?
What?
Flatten all the guns?
Yeah, I said you just walked in at the right time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Well,
what you
after
meant
the
that.
pounding and pounding and pounding,
Mhm.
the ship, now all the, in World War II ships, that was the start of your ship, less than a half inch.
Yeah, the steel.
With all that pounding, these grates were welded all along the ship, all the way down from beginning to end, and they held life jackets and different various equipment and all. Well, they were all knocked off,
Gone.
gone. In the beginning, in the front of the ship now, you had the shields that fortified the gunners behind
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Those things went flat. And
Just kept taking a beating on those waves, right? Till they.
I would
fell off.
imagine, and then sometimes I can't imagine, how a ship with that thickness of girth would survive something like that. Well, first of all, it's so dumb. If I tell you, I have no idea what the hell is going to sink a ship. I had no idea we were going to ever sink a ship. It just didn't come to your mind at the time, but it was there, and so they really, I would say, probably the nature would have caused more problems than man at that time,
Yeah.
because man would be this way. Nature picks a spot, hey, 30, 40, 50 feet long, they'll take the first half of it, you know. It's
Then you
something,
got to party in New Orleans, remember?
to watch that,
You got to party in New Orleans when they fixed the ship.
that I don't understand.
Isn't that where they
You-
went to fix the ship, New Orleans?
Do you remember going to New Orleans?
I got it.
I was there 6 months. It was the New Orleans Navy Yard that put the ship together. The ship was built up in Wisconsin. Floated it down, and when they got into the New Orleans Navy Yard, we 39 other guys worked with the shipyard workers
Mm-hmm.
to put the thing together again. Oh, together.
Was this after the hurricane damage? Okay.
Yeah, but you see, here's what had happened was, we weren't heading back to New Orleans. We were heading to the Navy Yard in
Texas?
Jersey.
Up
New
the East
Jersey.
Coast.
That was our base, was New Jersey.
Okay.
And so when we got down there, they thought we had just come back from some big major battle.
It looked that bad, huh?
Yeah, it really was bad. And what had happened also was they had the globe that goes underneath the ship to pick up submarines.
Okay.
Gotten damaged.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to have that all done. And that's about it. I don't know, I might view other questions might be other give other answers.
Yeah. What did you do right after your service? Did you go back to Brooklyn?
I went back to Brooklyn, New York. I got married. And I'm thinking of the sequence. And then they started repairing the ship again. And that took several months. They would have been better off putting it to the side and starting with a new ship. Because the time angle would be mean less American ships sunk. But they didn't. They pushed it. I know I went down below and looked over. But then again, you gotta figure, I was still 18 years old. Where do I come off examining something that might have cost $500,000 at that time? But I didn't know a goddamn thing about it, except it was a ball that picked up a signal. But I didn't know the technical part of it, technicality part of it. So, well, it took, like I say, it took several months to fix that thing up. But that's taken time out from the war.
Yeah, yeah. Is there any particular question I'm missing that you might want me to ask him?
What was that? Any particular question we have that we want to ask him?
Now you gotta understand
Didn't
too.
you start writing when you were on the ship the first time you started writing poems and stuff?
Yeah, but it was a little later on.
Because it was so quiet and peaceful there and you enjoyed it so?
It came a different period. Actually, it came after the war. What had happened was, I started dabbling into writing, and then finally, I got some stuff done, and but the ship was still in dock at that time, and as time went by, the Japs were going this way, and we were going that way. So they had no choice anymore. The war actually, if you really wanted to accurately portray it, the war actually, after the first major battle, really, they had a much more powerful navy than we had. The Japs had battleships, let me go back to World War One. World War One said you are not allowed to build ships anywhere beyond this weight, because weight counted at that time for the length of ship and the size of gun,
Yeah.
and so, but that started right at the beginning, after their first defeat. We sunk 4 of their major aircraft carriers in that first defeat. And so it was, they call it turning point.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your family? After the war, you started a family,
Yeah,
living up in New York, and
well, it's a strange thing. Strange talking about it in this day and age. But they used to say, you don't have 4 kids, you're a faggot. So
5 kids in my family, by the way.
that's the way it started. I'm talking about after the peace was signed, and everybody started getting out and getting jobs. Everybody did all kinds of chunky work to make a living, you know, and that's what I did. I became a junk man. And we got married.
What was the 2552 club?
Good thinking, Janet. Right after World War, right after the peace was signed, they gave you $25 a week for 52 weeks. That was a big step in the fighting that Great War. And that's what happened. I started, my brother and my father, who were both blue collar like me, were deeper blue collar than me. Because I took all my work seriously. I don't care what color it was, it had to be the best work. And so that's when the 5220 Club was. I joined it for a year, and I was going to become a radio operator, radio announcer.
Oh, really?
I went in Manhattan, and they gave me a job sitting in an office and talking to different things. But it really never worked out.
So, how many kids do you have?
Huh?
How many kids do you have?
More.
All right.
You did it.
Checking up on me, huh?
And so 2 are here, right?
Yeah.
Any family questions?
You could tell them about how you married Mom and your best friend married her best friend, or is that how it worked? Were you and Uncle Stan friends first,
Oh,
and then the 2 best friends married the 2 best friends?
Yeah. Well, Stan was my best friend, probably from
what's his name?
Stan Witkowski,
Okay.
probably from way back in, you know, I don't know how far back, but he was my best friend all the time. And although one before him, a fellow called Henry Selter, I did pal around with a lot. But Stan was always there. Stan, the kind of a guy, I could start a sentence and he'd finish it. That's
Yeah.
kind of a guy, and it'd be vice versa. So that was it. And then eventually I met Janet at a Catholic church dance. And we started dating, and then way along, we decided to get more serious than dating, but then again, when it came to the point of getting married, we did. But we were still courting when Lynn, that would be the young lady who Stan married, asked Janet, don't you have a fella for me? You know, a young guy I can go out with, one of Matt's friends. So, and
Okay.
that's where that combination became 4. We got married first, they got married second. We had kids first, they got kids second. And that was a kind of almost a, in World War II, it was almost a given. It's how much time you had out of the service before you were married.
So how many years are we married, you remember?
I mean, what?
How many years you've been married?
How many years you've been married?
Oh, and she tests me out once in a while. 68.
7?
What?
They feel like 68, but it's only 67.
No, I said 98, Jan.
Oh, it feels like 98.
Anyway, that's the way it went. And and if people would only realize one or two little things. It was a war that had to be won. Because the Germans, the Japanese were more well armed than we were. At the beginning of the war, we didn't have a gun to shoot. And it was a war that had to be won, and they got darn near won it with the Battle of the Bulge. And if they had won the war at this period in our lifetime, the Mississippi River would be half German on the right side, and the other side would have been Japanese.
Hmm.
And realize that. You're talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of supplies that were built and kept. But that's the way the war would have ended. And we would have had Germans and the Japs, and beyond that, nobody knows.
Yeah.